If you thought you heard the last of Suge Knight, you was wrong. He's coming out with a podcast, y'all. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion with your guy Oleezeh. Don't forget to subscribe. So, if you don't know, Suge Knight is coming out with a podcast with Dave Mays, who used to be the head guy at The Source magazine. It's going to first air on the 31st of October, and it's called Collect Calls. And apparently it's going to last 30 minutes each episode, which is rather long. So, wow. I'm looking forward to this. I ain't going to lie. I was a big Death Row West Coast fan. And, you know, with the whole thing with the Tupac case coming out and coming up, you know, who isn't going to listen to this? Like I said, it comes hot after Keefe D was arrested a few weeks ago for the murder of Tupac's death in 1996. Suge Knight obviously was in the car when Tupac was shot. Keefe D always says that Suge saw him, they looked right in each other's eye when the shots were going off. I've always thought that was quite weird. Like, who's going to be able to look and register who was in the car when they're getting shot at? I mean, it just doesn't sound realistic, but Keefe D seems to think he did, and also Greg Kading, the LA cop, feels that Suge Knight knew as well. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I mean, the trailer looked amazing. If you ain't seen the trailer, go check that out after this. The trailer looked amazing, the way they put it together. The trailer was with TMZ. They mentioned he's going to be speaking on Jimmy Iovine. A little bit he referenced about Warren G, Akon as well. And apparently he's got stuff in there for Master P, which that's where Snoop went to after leaving Death Row. So we'll see what he's got to say about Master P. But obviously there's going to be stuff about Snoop. There's always reports of Snoop saying that him and Suge Knight made peace and they were cool. But I can't imagine Suge would be too happy that Snoop is like the owner of Death Row. I don't know about that. And you know he's going to talk about Dr. Dre. That's just standard. That's his biggest foe in hip-hop history. And Puffy as well. I'm sure he's going to talk about Puffy. And inevitably he's going to talk about Tupac, or just the Tupac situation. I don't think Suge's going to speak on the case at all on this. Otherwise, it will look like a snitch, basically. But there's a lot of narrative out there saying that Suge is already working with authorities behind the scenes, which I doubt. I think he might have inquired if there's a chance of him getting out of jail sooner. But I just can't see them letting Suge Knight out early. Well, much earlier than his sentence. There's no clamour from the public to get him out. You know, what evidence can he give up that will let him come out of jail sooner? They've already got a confession from Keefe D. So, well, I guess we'll watch that space, really. I do have a funny feeling, though, I don't know, that Suge Knight is not going to do 28 years. I reckon he'll come out, probably do like 5-10 years. I don't know why I have that feeling. I just can't see this guy ending up dying in prison. He's gone through too much stuff in his career, survived how many shootings, how many attempts on his life, lived on the edge, on that dangerous line. So for him just to end up wasting away in prison, it just doesn't seem like that's going to be his ending. But, you know, I'm not Nostradamus. But yeah, back to this podcast. Super looking forward to it. I have no doubt it's going to be good. Suge never has a boring interview, even when he was out. But here's a statement from Dave Mays regarding the upcoming podcast. He said this: as we celebrate hip-hop's 50th year, more than ever, the hip-hop community needs a media platform that they can trust to bring a truthful and authentic perspective on so many important things happening in our world. I'm proud that Breakbeat Media provides this essential and valuable medium, and I'm so excited to be able to enlist the help of my longtime friend and one of hip-hop's most formidable, pioneering and fearless leaders to help Breakbeat continue to achieve this goal. Collect Calls with Suge Knight will awaken hip-hop fans worldwide and build bridges across multiple generations. That's the words from Dave Mays, former Source co-owner. An interesting statement. It kind of sounds like either that Dave Mays is going to keep doing shows with Suge Knight after this podcast, or this maybe is the birth of many shows coming from his production company or whatever company this is. So Who knows, maybe Suge might have some sort of say in other, like, executive produce other shows with Dave Mays. But the way he worded it is almost like they're like business partners and they're going to be working on many projects in the future, which I wouldn't be mad at, as long as he's not doing different shows just hating on ex-Death Row artists. That would be kind of corny. They're doing like little South Park skits about Dr. Dre and Snoop, and little shows about what if Tupac's still alive and all that rubbish. About a joke. Well, I can't imagine Dave Mays will do many shows with Suge. This must be like the first of many shows that he's going to be producing, and Suge's was part of this one. But like I said, I'm excited. I want to know what you lot think though. How do you think this podcast will be? Do you think it'll be exciting, interesting? And are you just looking forward to it? And let me know, what are you looking forward to in the podcast? Leave a comment below, people. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.